And now, our story continues. The visitor in Dr. John Cabot's office at Miles Memorial Hospital had just made a stunning disclosure, one that foreshadowed serious complications in the life of the young nurse who called herself Virginia Martin. Miss Jane Hamilton of the American Red Cross at Greenfield had first come to Dolly Mae Tucker, the nurse's supervisor, seeking information about Miss Martin, and had in turn been taken to Dr. Cabot. Seated in his office, Miss Hamilton had told him that the Red Cross, at the instigation of its Manila office, had been trying for some time to locate a Virginia Martin, and that the search finally had led to Elkhorn City. She wanted his help in determining if the Miss Martin at Miles Memorial was the one they were seeking before she approached the young woman. Knowing that Virginia, according to her record, had been in the Philippines as an Army nurse, Dr. Cabot had immediately become concerned for her welfare, had asked why the Red Cross was interested in finding her. Then, unbelievingly, he had heard the Red Cross worker say,
I think we have wonderful news for you, Dr. Cabot. I want to tell her that her son is alive.
What?
I know it's completely unexpected news. It's going to be a great shock to her. But
Her son? Oh, but there's been a mistake somewhere. Miss Martin hasn't a son.
Oh, she hasn't? Well, are you sure, Doctor? I was so in hopes we were on the right track.
Why, yes, I'm reasonably sure at least. There's never been any mention of such a thing. It must be a mistake. Virginia, that is, Miss Martin isn't married. She's always been known as Miss.
Yes, I understand that, but it's not unusual, Dr. Cabot. Many professional women, although married, prefer to use the title Miss. You aren't really positive she's never been married, are you?
Why, no, I simply took it for granted, I suppose.
Well, then there's still the possibility she's the Virginia Martin we've been searching for. And there are certain things which indicate that she is. I certainly hope so. We've had such a difficult time with the case. It was wonderful to feel we were going to be successful at last.
But I don't understand. A son? Where is he? What basis is there for the supposition that this is the Virginia Martin you're looking for?
He's in Manila, Doctor. It's at the request of our office there that we're trying to contact her. And according to information I received through the nurses' registry at Greenfield, the Miss Martin you have here was in the Philippines during the war.
Yes, that's right. She was an Army nurse.
And so was the Miss Martin we're trying to find.
I see.
Of course, that isn't conclusive. However, there's another thing that seems to indicate we're on the right track. In checking with the Adjutant General's office, we found that the Virginia Martin we're looking for left the name of a great uncle there, a Joe Davis of Elkhorn City.
An uncle. I remember she did come here looking for an uncle. Yes, that is right. Joe Davis.
Well, then there can't be much doubt about it being the right one, Doctor. Oh, it'll be such a relief to talk to her. I know what it'll mean to her to see the letter I have from her son.
Letter?
Oh, it's only a couple of lines forwarded from our office in Manila. I imagine someone guided his little hand to write them. He can't be over 5 years old.
I see.
It's really a touching case from all we've been able to learn. Mrs. Seto in the Philippines has written us quite lengthily about it. A native nurse has brought the child to the Manila office almost every day, wondering when his mother will come for him. She's one of those patient, blindly faithful servants who had been with the family, that is, Miss Martin's family, for a good many years before the war. And she's evidently kept the child's mother very much alive in his mind. From Mrs. Seto's letters, he's an adorable youngster. His name is Christopher.
Christopher. All of this has me rather badly confused, I'm afraid.
Yes, I don't wonder that it has. It is rather surprising in a way that she's made no mention of it at all. I wonder why.
Well, Miss Hamilton, I I certainly wish you'd tell me the story behind all this.
Well, my information, of course, is very meager, Dr. Cabot. So many records in the Philippines were destroyed, and things are still in something of a muddle over there. We weren't even able to learn anything in San Francisco, where Miss Martin received her discharge papers. Luckily, however, she had left the address of her uncle, Joe Davis, with the Adjutant General's office. Strange, though, that she didn't keep in touch with that office. Might have made things simpler.
Strange? Why?
Many women do when their husbands have been reported missing in action.
Missing in action?
Yes. It was one of those things. Nobody really knows what happened. He was a flyer, a lieutenant in the Air Force. At the end of a year, I believe, they're officially presumed lost by the government.
Yes. Yes, I know.
It happened during the Philippine invasion. Well, however, I'm not positive. It might have occurred later. I do know, though, that Miss Martin's parents were lost during the invasion. Her father had an automobile agency in Manila. Do you know very much about your Virginia Martin's past life?
No. Very little, as a matter of fact.
But you did know that she'd been an Army nurse in the Philippines.
Yes. Yes, I knew that all right.
Do you know if she was a prisoner of war at Santo Tomas?
Yes. She was at Santo Tomas.
Then that's another point that ties the two together. As best as we've been able to reconstruct it, Miss Martin and the native servants fled from Manila shortly before it fell to the Japanese, escaping into the hills. The nurse went to her native village. Evidently, Miss Martin caught up with the medical unit of our armed forces. Perhaps she was with one of the guerrilla outfits. She'll have to tell us that. And then it seems that Miss Martin and the nurse found each other again, just before Christopher was born. After his birth, she became separated from the boy and the servant. Undoubtedly, that was when she was captured and taken to Santo Tomas. Well, the baby and the nurse somehow managed to live through the occupation. But those native bands were necessarily migratory, and it's hard to tell where they were when Miss Martin was freed. Afterward, she spent quite some time trying to locate them, but the Red Cross office in Manila said she was given a rather conclusive report that they were dead. Poor girl, it's dreadful to think of all she went through. All the horrors of the concentration camps, plus the loss of her parents, her husband, and presumably the loss of her baby son. I'm not surprised that she's been reluctant to talk about it. I'm convinced now, though, Doctor, that our search has been successful. That your Miss Martin is the one we've been looking for.
Yes, it looks like it, and yet somehow I simply can't believe it isn't a mistake. In the first place, Miss Martin was an Army nurse. In the case of, well, being an expectant mother, she would have been granted a discharge from the Army immediately.
I'm afraid you're not taking into consideration the confusion that existed there at the time, Dr. Cabot, nor the extreme need of nurses. And it's quite possible that Miss Martin hadn't yet made application for discharge. I don't know the child's exact age, but it was probably several months after the fall of Manila before he was born.
Oh, why has it taken so long for the existence of this child to become known?
I'm sure I don't know, but I can surmise certain things. It wasn't until the summer of that year that the nurse returned from the hills with the youngster. And there were thousands of cases in Manila crying for attention. The Red Cross had a major job on its hands. I'm quite satisfied Miss Martin is the one we're looking for, Dr. Cabot. I should like very much to talk with her.
Very well, Miss Hamilton. I'll see if I can reach Miss Martin for you. Excuse me.
Sure.
Yes? Yes? Thank you, Bee. That was the switchboard operator, Miss Hamilton. She tells me Dr. Bach has just returned. I'd like very much for you to talk to him before you see Miss Martin.
Dr. Bach? Oh, yes, indeed, Dr. Cabot. I'd be delighted to talk to Dr. Bach.
Dr. Cabot was plainly staggered by the news that Virginia had a child. But if Dr. Cabot is shot, what will the news mean to the girl who calls herself Virginia Martin? The girl who lies quietly asleep at Martha Box, unaware of the crisis that has suddenly developed in her life, that threatens her security. Will this mean the disclosure of Alice Logan's true identity?